Quick update on us. We found out today again that Dan's insurance got canceled, so he won't have insurance at all this month again, no matter what happens. It's so freaking stressful, so frustrating. I was thinking today, like, we've got to find, I feel like we're pretty easy breezy as the ups and downs come along, but lately I feel like it's been a little harder because they're just coming hard and fast right now.
Yeah.
And anyways, it is beyond stressful when you're medically needy, especially right now where Dan's still like up in the air on the infections and stuff, and then you don't have insurance.
The whole thing that brought it on was I was calling to make sure that I had medications with us for our trip so that we're not anyways. And when I figured that out, they're like, well, your insurance
is denying
is gone. It's denied. You've been kicked out again or something, which the pharmacy knows that I battled this in January, February, whatever. So anyways, we had 1 month with insurance.
Yeah. So anyways, that's frustrating, but that's not what we're on here to talk about. Today we're going to talk about a comment that we received. This actually was several years ago, but an incident today reminded us of it. All right, we are out on a date, and I just wanted to do a quick public service announcement that is twofold. One, if you see somebody double parked,
not me, the van.
if you see a car double parked like this, don't judge. And the other thing is, hold on, if you see this spot right here, it's marked as a handicap spot, but it's a regular parking spot. So actually, if we park there, there is not room for Dan to get out of the car with his wheelchair. There's just not enough space.
Yeah.
And so even if there's a handicap spot available, sometimes we can't park there. So point is,
don't judge
people when you see them park like that. I think
don't do something stupid to their car. Like I've been young and dumb and would have been like, oh, this guy just thinks he's so cool.
Yeah,
but I don't
sometimes we have to park like that, or Dan literally can't get out of the car. So always assume the best about people. Reminded us of another story, which is funny but also a teachable moment. So we were up at a clinic locally. I was there for an MRI shortly after I had our now 5-year-old. And so I had the newborn baby with me. I was getting an MRI for my MS. And Dan was coming to meet me there so that he could take care of the baby while I was in the machine. And he was running late. And what happened?
Yeah, I looped around a bunch of times. There's tons of stalls there usually for like wheelchair parking, but everywhere was full. So finally, there was one spot. There was 2 spots next to each other. So I just pulled into it with the Corvette. Now, mind you, it's the Corvette, so it's a little flashy, whatever. So already people jump to the conclusion that I'm just parking that way because I don't want anybody parked next to my baby or something, you know. So anyways, I parked on a big old angle and
double parked. I'll put a picture here.
Yeah, double parked, got out of the car and was heading in, and
on the way out from the appointment, a lady stopped us and she was like, look at the way that asshole parked his Corvette. She said that kind of directed at me,
not knowing it was
and then I looked behind my shoulder and Dan was there, and we were like, Dan said that. I said something.
Yeah, he said, look at it, or something. I made some smart ass comment like, yeah, what a dick, and then I indicated that it was my car.
Excuse the language.
Yeah.
It was an interesting situation.
Yeah, it was just funny. It was funny, and the lady was very bold in her personality. It was just a funny situation, and so...
Yeah, so she immediately, took 20 steps back and was like, oh my gosh, but then she handled it with so much grace. She was like, you guys have taught me such a valuable lesson today about judging and not to just make false assumptions or whatever. And then she proceeded to go onto our like town Facebook page, and she made this big post about it, about what she had learned from that situation, and I'll post that here as well. But anyways, all that to say, just don't judge people. There's another situation in regards to disabilities where I was judged, and I felt so bad. I have MS. I was going through like a really bad relapse. I was going up to the hospital every day that week for steroid infusions, just feeling super, super fatigued, could barely make it out of the house to get up to the hospital. I stopped at Walmart on the way home from my last steroid infusion, still feeling really crappy. Parked in a handicap stall with my handicap placard that I have because I have MS. And mind you, this was probably like 9 years ago, so I was 9 years younger even, and was dressed for the day and had makeup on and whatever. Parked and got out of the car, and this older lady stopped her car and yelled at me and told me that I shouldn't be taking up the handicap parking spots because those are for people that really need them, and she just ripped me a new one. And she started to drive away, and I think I actually like used all the energy I had in me that day and like ran after her car a little bit, and I said, "You need to not judge, I have MS," whatever. I was trying to like make a point, like, don't judge people.
Yeah.
Anyways, so don't judge people, guys. You never know what people are going through behind closed doors. You never know who has an invisible chronic illness or whatever. Like, you can't tell that I'm sick, especially if you see me out in public and I've like made the attempt to get ready for the day or whatever, but just don't judge.
And I know, there's a large majority of people out here that have seen somebody that look like the kids are using the car or something, or the younger adults are using the car and parking somewhere up close at the grocery store. You never know. You never know if that's really theirs. Yeah. Or if they are getting away with it. And if they are,
who cares?
Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
There's way more bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I was just getting ready to throw this video together and saw a comment. I posted the last couple of little clips on Instagram and Facebook as a reel. And so one of the comments on it said, "I have been judgy, but if there's a handicap placard in the window or whatever, then I don't judge." The thing is, we've been visiting family out of the state, or like when we have rental cars and we've forgotten our handicap placard, where we've again had to park in either handicap spot without a placard or in like double parking in a stall, because we need the room for Dan to get out with his wheelchair, and we don't have a placard on our car. So just don't judge. That's the moral of the story. Like, there are a lot of extenuating circumstances that happen, and you just never know what people are going through. So don't judge. Got it? Got it.
Anyways, have a good weekend. We're headed up to Idaho for a soccer tournament for our youngest son, so that should be fun. Wish us luck with the insurance situation. Yeah, good times. Love you guys. Thanks for all your love and support.
Thank you. Much love.